Wheel of Fortune fans have speculated about the lack of fanfare ahead of host Pat Sag's exit from the game show. The host's final episode is set to air on Friday, June 7th, ahead of Pat's exit. There has been very little celebration or reflection. The U.S. game show hosted sit down for an interview with his daughter Maggie Sajic, where he looked back on his career. Otherwise, however, it's been business as usual on the Wheel of Fortune stage. Fans speculate that this is by design. I'm finding it interesting there's not more of a commotion about this being Pat Sajic. Last week on Wheel of Fortune, there seems to be a general feeling of okay moving on. One fan tweeted, for as long as he hosted, you'd figure there would be more of a PR push. Some fans believe this is how Pat wanted it. I assumed this was on his part. One supporter guessed, he's never been one to do a ton of interview. He's obviously done some, but begrudgingly, I've always felt, and since he's leaving / doesn't care anymore, he's willing to do an interview with Maggie, but that's probably it. Others felt there should be a little more excitement surrounding the change. I am surprised there hasn't been more press. Also surprised we haven't found out more about how Ryan Seacrest becoming the new host came about so quickly after Pat announced his retirement. Another Will fan wrote on X, Pat's big plans, whether he's talking about it or not. Pat appears to be looking forward to his retirement. An insider told the U.S. Sun exclusively what the host plans to do after saying goodbye to the show. You can sum up Pat's retirement plans in one word: retirement. The source said, meaning even though he has the looks and energy of somebody 25 years younger than he actually is, he has no plans to turn around and host another TV show. His consultancy deal with Sony is a pretty deliberate buffer against that. The insider also said that when Pat isn't working on Wheel of Fortune, he's focused on a peaceful and happy home life, as well as his wife, Leslie Brown's charity. The couple intends to continue focusing on these two things. Pat spent just 4 days a month filming the game show and occasionally made personal appearances. He's used to filling in gaps in his free time. He has managed to do it without going crazy or having an extended midlife crisis. The insider shared Grandpa Pat earlier this week. Pat teased even more retirement plans during an interview with his daughter, Maggie, 29. On Good Morning America, the host joked that he would be perfectly happy with a few simple pleasures. He noted that he's open to other jobs, but is mostly looking forward to the simple life. I'm perfectly happy if it just means that I'll continue with my crossword puzzles and play with grandchildren, he said. Hint. Hint, neither Pat's daughter nor his son, Patrick, have children of their own. Maggie laughed as she replied, no pressure. She's currently dating Scottish actor Ross McCall, 48, as Pat Sajic prepares to exit Wheel of Fortune after more than 4 decades. As its iconic host, fans of the beloved game show have been buzzing with speculation. For many, it feels strange that such a monumental moment in television history seems to be passing with relatively little fanfare. Where are the grand send-offs, emotional tributes, or special episodes celebrating Sag's legacy? The lack of commotion has led to various theories about why his departure is so muted, with some fans feeling that there might be more to the story than meets the eye. A fan on social media suggested if they go all out with a big tribute for Pat, it might make Ryan's start feel more like a letdown. The producers probably want to avoid making comparisons between the two right from the get-go. This theory aligns with the idea that game shows thrive on consistency. Wheel of Fortune has remained largely unchanged for decades, and a jarring transition could disrupt the comfort that viewers have come to expect from the show. Theory to Sag's own preferences. Another explanation that fans have put forward is that the low-key exit may be Pat Sag's own decision. Known for his dry wit and sometimes self-deprecating humor, Sajic has never been one to bask in the spotlight unnecessarily. He may have requested a quieter send-off, preferring to leave the show with dignity rather than with a flood of tributes and tearful Goodbyes, he's been doing this forever. I don't think he wants a fuss, one longtime fan wrote on a Wheel of Fortune discussion board. Pat's the kind of guy who'd rather have a subtle exit, cracking one last joke and walking off the stage without a lot of hoopla. Sajic has hinted in interviews that he's been ready to retire for a while, and the fact that he didn't seem overly sentimental when announcing his error supports the idea that he's content with quietly stepping away. For Sajic, it might just be about ending things on his terms, without being weighed down by the burden of a huge farewell. Theory 3 producer in network politics. Some fans have speculated that the understated farewell could be the result of behind-the-scenes decisions by the network or producers. The move to bring in Ryan Seacrest as SAG's successor was met with mixed reactions from the fan base. While Seacrest is a proven TV personality, there are some who feel that his hiring was a decision based on corporate strategy rather than the organic choice for the show's next era. I think the network might not want to focus too much on Pat's departure because they're trying to focus on Ryan's rival, suggested one fan on Reddit. It's all about branding and making it seem like things aren't changing too much. In this theory, the show's producers might be downplaying SAG's exit to avoid overemphasizing the end of an era, which could cause fans to tune out once the new host takes over. Instead, they may be aiming to shift attention towards Crest's arrival, building excitement for the future rather than dwelling on the past. Theory 4, the show's natural evolution. One of the more optimistic theories among fans is that Wheel of Fortune is simply evolving naturally, and the showrunners are confident that it can survive without its longtime host. After all, Jeopardy faced a similar transition after Alex Tech's passing, and while it was an emotional and challenging process, the show has continued with new hosts. It's a TV show, and it's bigger than any one person. A fan commented on a Wheel of Fortune fan page, "Pat's been great, but the wheel keeps spinning. Maybe they think a low-key exit is best because they're confident the show will go on just fine without him." This theory suggests that the lack of commotion may reflect the belief that Wheel of Fortune has reached a point where it doesn't need a dramatic farewell to one of its key players. In this view, the focus is on the continuity of the show itself, which has become a mainstay in American households for generations. Theory 5, timing of the farewell. Some fans believe that the farewell might simply be delayed, with a bigger tribute planned closer to SAG's final episode.